Hey everyone, this is Brandon Veller with Freedom Enneagram Coaching. If you're new to Freedom Enneagram or to the Enneagram in general, I would invite you to go and check out Season 1. There's a playlist. Or if you're just coming into Season 2, you might want to go back and check out Episode 17, which is Season 2, Episode 1, and see where we're starting this time around. And if you're more of an audio person, or if you just want to hear this content again and in another way, you can find the Freedom Enneagram podcast anywhere that you get podcasts. And finally, I would so appreciate it if you would go and like and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Find me at Freedom Enneagram Coaching. Leave me your Enneagram questions, your comments, and I will do my best to answer them. And I'm so happy that you're watching and that I get to talk to you about the Enneagram today. So today we are talking about Enneagram Type 4. Now, I'm going to be going through some typical traits and characteristics of Type 4, but that doesn't mean that every Type 4 will necessarily display that trait. So if you're a 4, or if you think you are, or if you know a 4, and some of these things don't resonate or fit, that's okay. The traits and the characteristics may not match, but pay attention to the core motivations, okay? Let's get started. Marilyn Vancil, as if you've been watching any of these, you can tell that I'm a huge fan of her work. She refers to the Type 4 as a reflection of God's creativity and depth. Now, Socrates said, "He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have." These are three of the best ways to describe the Type 4: creative, deep, and discontented. Now remember, each Enneagram type is part of a triad. Type 4 is in the heart triad. These types are social types that tend to lean into their emotional understanding, their emotional intelligence. However, they don't typically deal as well with their own emotions. Connections and relationships with others are very important. For types in the heart triad, which is also known as the feeling or emotional triad, their first reaction is to feel rather than to think or to do. Again, I don't mean that these types in the heart triad don't use their minds and don't have any actions. They just sit around and feel all the time. But they have a particular strength or a root in this specific triad. So they will feel things before they think about them. They will feel things before they act on them. Okay. Now, the dominant emotion for types in this triad is shame. But each type is going to deal with its shame in a different way. Type 4s feel their feelings deeply, better than any of the other heart triad types. And they sometimes feel them to excess. They can easily end up feeling deficient, lacking, and very envious of others. Now, ironically, they can also start to feel superior and unique for just how deep and sensitive they are. 4s try to control the shame by focusing on how unique and special they are. 4s can be intuitive, sensitive, and very romantic people. They're imaginative, they're creative, and they have this desire to express themselves and for others to see exactly who they are and how special they are. They want to be special and unique. They know that they are special and unique. They know that they're extraordinary in some way. They feel this deeply, and they want that to be experienced by everyone. They want to be known for that, okay? But the problem is, 4s also tend to feel like they're missing something, some essential piece, some crucial element. They aren't as special as they long to be, or as unique as they think they are. They feel this deep flaw within themselves, and that makes them feel rejected and abandoned because This flaw makes them unremarkable, makes them ordinary. Fours believe I need to be special so that I can be noticed and wanted. They also believe something is wrong with me. So a four's core fear is being inadequate, defective, and flawed. They don't want to be seen as ordinary because that makes them fear that others are going to abandon them and not want them. If they're not special, why would anyone want them? That's what a four thinks. They deeply fear being a nobody who's unknown and misunderstood and therefore alone. The four's core desire is to be significant and special because that's the way that they're going to be, that's why they're going to be loved. That's why they're going to be wanted. Fours are the most connected to their own emotions of the three heart types. They feel their emotions deeply, but they can become very melancholic and moody and dramatic. They're painful, they have this painful self-consciousness that can lead them to focus on how different they are from others. A lot. Like this can become their overwhelming focus. They feel like they're misunderstood and they can become like laser focused on that missing piece, that tragic flaw of themselves. And that's the source of their shame, that tragic flaw. And this can lead them to spend a lot of time and attention in their fantasies and in their imaginations, just dreaming about what life would be if they could just figure out what that piece was, what that crucial element of themselves was so they could fix it. What would it be like if I wasn't broken this way? And they can get stuck in those daydreams, those fantasies of what if. Fours aren't afraid, though, to enter into hard emotions, whether it's their own or others. Now, I'm a type 2. I do not want to enter into my own hard emotions. I am very proficient and skilled at not dealing with my own feelings. Many of the other types are very good at not dealing with their own feelings because they're hard and they can lead to there's lots of stuff that comes up and you got to deal with when you deal with your own feelings. Fours, however, they will lean into this. They will feel it, but they will also go there with others. This can make a four a very good person to share your struggles with because they will sit in those painful feelings with you and help you go through them. Now, if you look at an Enneagram diagram, again, Google Enneagram diagram, boom, you'll see hundreds of examples of them, okay? If you look at one, fours are in between threes and fives. So those are the wings of the type 4. A 4 can be a 4-wing 3 or a 4-wing 5. Like I've said before, the wings of an airplane or the wings of a bird, a butterfly, whatever, are directly on the sides, right? So you wouldn't have a 4 with a 7-wing or a 4 with a 6-wing. The wings, the numbers don't work that way. The wings don't work that way. The wings have to be directly on the side of the main type. So if you take a test or you're talking to someone and it says that you are a 4-wing 8, the test is faulty or the person's understanding of the Enneagram and how the wings work is incorrect. Okay? Excuse me. So a 4 can be a 4 with a 3-wing or a 4 with a 5-wing. Now, both of these types are 4s, but the wing can change the way that 4 looks, acts, and feels. A 4-wing 3 tends to be more extroverted and competitive and flamboyant, concerned with their image, which goes right along with what we learned last time about the type 3. Type 3s want to be seen, they want to be noticed, they want to be, they get their sense of self from what they accomplish. So a 4 with a 3-wing would bring some of that along with them. They can also be more emotionally volatile. Now a 4-wing 5 would have its main type in the heart triad, but its dominant wing in the head triad. So they tend to be more introverted and intellectual. They can be more eccentric. They can be withdrawn and reserved, and can be more moody or depressed acting even. I've seen the type 4, especially the 4-wing 5, compared to Eeyore, the donkey from the Winnie the Pooh stories. Okay, always, oh, woe is me. That's can be this 4-wing 5. They have those deep feelings of the type 4, but it's combined with this deep thinking of the type 5, which we'll learn about next week. Okay, again, looking at that Enneagram diagram, the 4 is connected to the type 1 and the type 2. These are the lines and arrows, and they show how the type 4 changes or accesses other types in times of health and times of stress. Again, if you Google Enneagram lines and arrows, boom, you'll see hundreds of examples. You can see how the one connects to the other. In stress, a 4 will take on the characteristics of the type 2. They can become clingy and manipulative, trying to make or trick others into loving them and wanting them. They start trying to get attention from others, which is an attempt to replace their own feelings of emptiness or loneliness. But in health, a 4 will take on characteristics of the type 5. They could become more objective, more principled, more disciplined and grounded. Now, a 4's root sin, or their vice, is envy. They long to be special and seen as special. When they see that someone else is special or beautiful in some way, this can make them envious because they fear being ordinary. If this other person is better or more beautiful or more special than they are, well, then that must mean they're ordinary and they're not special. And so that spiral of shame and that focusing on, oh, if only I wasn't so flawed, and if only I wasn't missing this piece, then I could be like them. That spiral starts. And this plays directly into the 4's defense mechanism, which is introjection. So instead of allowing themselves to grieve and process these negative feelings, the 4 will carry it and absorb it, and they make it a part of themselves. They make it a part of who they are. They make this sense of not being enough, this not being special as someone else, of being flawed and broken. They make that into their identity. And they can make being melancholy, being longing and always feeling down and wishing for more, they can make that be the way that they're special. So how bad they feel about how not special they are becomes the reason why they're special. I would like to talk directly to the type 4s. 4, you are special. You are loved and you are seen for who you truly are. God created you the way you are. He knows you and he sees you fully and completely. You were special enough for Jesus to come and die for you. In this world, you're not perfect. But in Jesus and in his eyes, you are perfect and complete. And you're lacking nothing. There is no missing piece in Jesus Christ. Your specialness does not come from what you do or from what you lack, but it comes from being loved by Jesus and being a child of God. You have been uniquely created. You are loved, you are seen, and in Christ, you are worthy. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate your time, your attention, and your comments. Make sure to subscribe here and then go follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Share this video. Go find the podcast and share that. Send me your Enneagram questions. If you're interested in doing any kind of one-on-one or small group coaching, whether that's with just you or with a couple or with a family, a church, a school, a business, anything, you can direct message me on Facebook or Instagram. You can email me at freedomenneagramcoaching@gmail.com. That's Freedom Enneagram Coaching, all one word. This has been Freedom Enneagram Coaching. I am Brandon Veller, and my goal is to help you discover who you are, uncover who you are meant to be, and to live free.